I'm Alex.
And we're doing work condition value.
All right, so before we talk about our main overall topic, we have to talk about some basic information about Vietnam and the United States in order to give you an idea of these two countries' specific economic position. So Vietnam has a smaller population than the United States, 3 times smaller, and the overall in average income per person in Vietnam is quite a bit smaller than someone in the United States. And the poverty line in Vietnam is actually smaller in Vietnam, and is especially shocking since back in 2001, the poverty rate used to be 60%, while in the United States, the poverty line is at 13.5%, but has mostly stayed that way since around the 1960s. So we are specifically talking about teachers versus scientists versus celebrities. However, for this presentation, we're specifically looking at teachers versus professional athletes. So professional athletes make quite a bit of money. They make around $3 million, and is really dependent on different variables, while a average school teacher makes around $50,000 a year. However, this is also dependent on different states. Here in Washington, it's around $52,000, around the average, while in South Dakota, which is the smallest amount a teacher will make, which is around $39,000 on average, while the highest paid is New York, which is $75,000. Here are the most highly paid, which is Luxembourg. The United States is around 5th, while there's a chart of the highest paid sports leagues.
Okay, so why do athletes make so much money? One of the factors is fans. People around the world love sports, and so fans are pretty willing to pay to see their favorite sports teams. Another factor is bidding wars. Players are given a market value and then won in bidding wars by team owners. And this system often leads to overbidding, which causes players to get more rich. Government funding. Owners of the major sports teams are granted government funding that usually allows them to spend money on a new field or arena, or even like raise salaries of players. And then a few more factors: career expectancy. Athlete career expectancy is only like 3 to 5 years, and injuries could cut the career short, which is why they make a lot more, because if their career ends short, they still have money to support themselves. And advertisements. Athletes and former athletes usually get paid to endorse products. And so in the US, salaries are set by the demand for workers in particular jobs and the supply of workers able to do that job. If there's a job with high demand for certain employees but low supply of these employees, the pay will be higher, so like for athletes. And if a job with low demand and a higher supply of workers causes salaries to be a little lower. And so, since the probability of an athlete actually making it pro is so small, more people usually can go to school, teach, and rather than throw a 90-mile-per-hour fastball or rush a 300-pound offensive line.
So let's talk international. So while working with the Vietnam team, we talked to one of the team members over there, Alice, and she talked about like jobs and salaries, like how a person puts so much time and effort in like a work area, but still get minimum like salary. So over there, teachers make around like 2 million to 5 million VND, which is like $96 to like $240 a month on like depending on the average like experience. So if you compare it to like a professional athlete, it's like he's Tan Man. I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong. So he's a badminton player like in Vietnam, and he earns about like 50 million VND, which is like $2,500 per month. And actually the bonus is also included. So you can see there's like a huge gap between like the careers that are so important and like a professional athlete who just like work hard and just play, and like entertainment and all. So solutions, like more people, I mean, we think that more people can invest like in jobs or like schools, of course, like we're talking about this, rather than investing in like big sports events, because it is awful that we're just putting so much like money and like raising this professional athlete salary by just like buying tickets and going to the events, rather than we can actually invest in schools and like be more productive in that area.
And one thing we talked about a group for a solution was we just ultimately talked about how the government needs to pay more attention to funding education than funding team owners for arenas and equipment and like athlete pay. And then yesterday we just kind of thought that's probably going to be a little harder for the U.S. now, since Betsy DeVos is our Secretary of Education. And right now she's currently kind of trying to defund schools. So group roles, collection application. I started out kind of wanting to work on my communication skills, not really talking in front of like a class or anything, but like when brainstorming in my group, I kind of held back my ideas before. And that kind of helped work well.
It actually worked out.
Yeah.
I mean, same here with the communication. So my goal was to like actually communicate with like DC, because we have like a small group. So I just want to contribute as much as I can. It was like a little bit hard at first, but when we got to know each other and get comfortable, so it was really like easy to communicate and like say like fun stuff, just like be more productive and like on communication and work. And for the leadership, I would think like Tyler did a really good job, like at the main point when we were like that for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, even Alice, when he wasn't around, but he was still doing the work, so he kept up with us. It was really good to have these two.
I also kind of saw elements of the challenger and Alex. He wasn't really afraid to correct me and Alicia if we said something wrong or something. Was that correct? For reflection on the video conference and stuff, preparation and trying to figure out each other's schedules was really the hardest part. We only got to do like one conference, and yeah, so preparation was really hard there. So.